Welcome to the Dell EMC Unity XT Crew Removal and Replacement Series. In this series of short videos, we're going to use Unisphere and UEM CLI commands to identify faulted custom replaceable units on a Dell EMC Unity XT storage system. We'll then look at the ways to prepare the system for service, including service mode and reset and hold modes. We'll demonstrate the removal and replacement of the faulted crew, and finally verify the replacement crew is working correctly. One of the first things you want to do is to log on to the storage system using the Unisphere interface. This requires that you have initialized the system and provided an IP address in your browser, and once you do that, you're going to be brought to the page that you see here. You're going to have a username along with a password. That combination was also set up during the initialization process. And once you provide those correct credentials, we'll be able to log in and view the dashboard page. So we first log on to the dashboard, and we can see that in this particular case there's two errors that are logged, and if you hover over the icon, you'll see some possibilities as to what those crews may be, and also some additional information here, software revision, date and time, etc. Of that particular error. So we need to go to the alerts page, and we see here in this instance we have three alerts. Now that first one calls out the entire storage processor as a failure and tells us that we have an issue there. And about the same time, in fact at the same time, we had another issue called out, and this happens to be the storage processor A, the I/O module contained on the storage processor. And then finally the entire system error telling us that we have an issue with the system. So this is a little different than what we normally see. We have two errors logged. And of course, if we go to the logs, we look again for the same date and time stamps, and we can see the same scenario here. The first error logged is the SP, the second one the I/O module, which is on that SP, and then the third being the system error itself. So we need to really see if we can make a better determination as to what crew we need to swap out. So go into the systems view, we see the error icon, the two issues, and again the SP A I/O module and the SP itself. So I'm going to click on the I/O module since that was the second one called out in terms of the issues. So here I can see that I have orange, and I'm just going to look at the different crews. That one says it's okay. That's the 4-port MES card. This is the embedded I/O module, and again, that has a status of okay. Now, if I continue to move on the SP, I see I have SP I/O module 0. That again looks like it's a healthy condition. And then finally the I/O module 1, and this is the one that shows us the major error. So I'm thinking here that the I/O module itself and not the SP is going to be my first choice here to swap out this particular crew. Seeing everything else on that SP looks healthy. So let's go to service, and because it's in the rear view and because it's a slick, I can go ahead and validate that, certainly with the env command, I/O module show command. I see, again, just to confirm that the SPA IOM, I/O module, slick 1. So this is that. So again, because it's in the rear of the chassis, I need to put this into a state where I can change that out. I see my major issue logged from the service task page. I can see storage processor A has a major issue, and B looks healthy. So it's A that I'm concerned here about, and I need to put this into a condition again so I can swap it out, and that's going to be a reset and hold condition. Remember, anything that you look at from the rear of the chassis typically requires a reset and hold and not a service mode. So I select reset and hold, I press the execute tab, and you have to supply your service password in this particular case. And after a while, it will come up in a hold to reset state. And you can check your LEDs. Your SP power LED will be solid green, and the SP fault LED will be solid amber. So at this point, we need to swap out the crew. So I'll do that. I basically need to, well, in this example, I'm just going to locate the crew. Of course, it has the LEDs that we mentioned above. I'm going to pull it on out. And I'm going to take the new slick, in this particular case, and I'm going to insert it, line it up, and push it in, and make sure it's seated properly into the DPE. So once I do that, I can go back and bring the storage processor into a reboot and bring it to normal conditions. So again, go back to Unisphere, select reboot operation, supply my service password, and when it comes up into the normal conditions, I can go ahead and validate that, in fact, that fixed the problem. So here we see, after some time, again, this is going to take 15, 20 minutes to reboot. Both of those look healthy. If I go to the service system view, they look healthy. And if I go to the enclosures view, the rear of the chassis looks healthy, as does the I/O module that I swapped out. So here's a case where we had two crews called out. And here's the alerts. Simply the critical errors have gone away, as well as the logs have telling me that it's operating normally. So again, two crews were called out. I went with the top crew because everything else on that SP looked healthy. So that is how you remove and replace a faulted SLIC or I/O module in a Unity XT storage system.